A man had two socks hanging around his neck. He pulled the strings of the socks, and the soil fell onto the ground. He mixed the soil with his feet so that the guards wouldn't notice. Then they started digging a tunnel. People outside knocked on a steel pillar with a hammer, and those inside followed by knocking on the ground. They carried the excavated soil. When they were digging the vegetable field, they secretly threw the soil into the field and then covered it with a rake. When the Germans came, they didn't notice anything unusual. The tunnel was dug deeper and deeper, and the oxygen in the hole became thin. They made a blower to transfer air into the tunnel. They also needed transportation tools. To avoid the guards noticing, the prisoners outside sang the national anthem, and those inside knocked in rhythm. One day, a prisoner was buried. Fortunately, his companion crawled in and pulled him out of the soil. They needed wooden boards to support the tunnel. They took apart the wooden boards from the roof, the ones on the hidden walls, and even the beds of their cellmates. When the tunnel was about to be completed, they started to make preparations for after the escape. They began to learn German and made clothes to replace their military uniforms. On the Independence Day, they held a celebration. At this time, a prison guard spilled water on the ground and found that the water seeped down quickly. He quickly called the officer. They moved the stove away, lifted the floor tiles, and discovered the tunnel there. A group of soldiers surrounded the room, but the prisoners didn't despair because they had another tunnel, which was in the sewer. They polished a square floor tile and embedded it in the sewer opening. Whenever a patrol came in for inspection, the lookout would send a signal. The people in the hole would immediately drop their tools, then lay the floor tile, smear the gaps with cement, and finally pour a bucket of water to create a disguise. The tunnel was finally dug. They put on their civilian clothes. At night, they got into the hole one by one. But when the companion at the front dug through the ground, he found that the entrance was still away from the grove, and this position was still within the range of the searchlight. However, the companion at the front still took the risk to climb up and then quickly hid in the woods. When the right moment came, he would pull the string in his hand as a signal, and the people in the hole would take the opportunity to act. Suddenly, a prisoner fell to the ground, and the sound attracted the attention of the sentry. The sentry came forward to check. A prisoner emerged from the tunnel and was spotted by the sentry. As a result, only some of them managed to escape.